Um, okay.
All that good stuff. What's up, Haley?
Hey, we have Oscar and his
Oh my gosh, look at this little cutie pie Oscar. And he's a frog for Halloween.
yeah, I think I like the frog the best. I tried on a bunch of different costumes this morning, but I think the frog is the winner for me. We'll see.
What else did he have?
He has like a lion and a spider and like all like a little bird, and he has Woody from Toy Story.
Oh my gosh, that's super cute. I have a dog, but he's not that little. He's really huge, humongous. I was thinking of giving him a lion's mane. Um,
Yeah, Oski has one of those too. It could be matching.
oh my gosh. So you're having a good day so far?
Damn, I'm having a really good day. I love Halloween. I know
It's a
you do
good one.
too.
I love it. I mean, now that we can wear masks every day anyway, I'm kind of cool.
Yeah, I know. But I'm
But
excited for
Halloween is
them to
super
dress up.
fun,
It's
and
the
for the
best.
kids, it's really good.
It's the best. For my dog,
Right.
it's the best.
I know it's so good. I know what you were saying, and we were like talking about kind of how confusing it was. How did you do when you were trying to fill out your ballot? How'd you feel?
So, I mean, I obviously felt I was excited about it because I'm just really, really passionate about this election for many
Hmm.
reasons.
Yeah.
Um, but when I was doing it, obviously, I have never lived in California before, and I did my ballot and I voted in the state of California. But the first time I voted in the state of New York, and it was in person.
Yes.
It was a bit of a different experience. So this was my first time doing a mail-in ballot, and because I'm not from this state, I definitely had a lot of questions. And the way that I was able to get a lot of them answered and I was able to do it is I did it on FaceTime with two of my friends. We were on a group FaceTime and we were filling out each question together. But what was also a little confusing is everyone's ballot is a little bit different. So, like,
Oh
theirs
yeah.
are in different places. Like, I don't want to say they're questions, but they're things to fill out.
Yep.
All of ours were a little bit different. So we had to just take it one section at a time. And if there was things that we weren't sure about, we would either call someone. Like, there was one point I was like, should we ask your mom? And like, because I honestly did.
Yes.
There's certain things that come even down to school district stuff where I'm like, I'm not from here, so I'm not 100% sure, but I would like to make the right decision, and I would like to ask
Yeah.
somebody who I know is going to know. Um, so I did it with two of my girlfriends, and we were able to get through it, and we were able to, we definitely found ourselves Googling a couple of times just to make
Oh,
sure
are you
we knew
kidding
what we
me?
were talking about. And they send you that booklet that explains all the different um,
Oh.
props and all that stuff. I mean, I
Oh.
got one
You have
where
props. We didn't have props in New York, on
oh yeah,
the one that I voted for. But yeah, California had a ton of propositions, right? Like it
a
was a
lot. And then there
lot.
was a book that explained all that, like a little pamphlet that kind of broke down what all the different prompts were. So that was really helpful too.
That's definitely. And how about anybody on this chat? Did y'all vote already? Give us a thumbs up. Give us a little
Yeah,
heart.
like if you voted, if you
Tell
mailed it
us what you
in.
did. Yeah, did you do it by mail? Did you already go early? Are you gonna go on the third? I love this idea that you went with that you FaceTime with your friends. That's perfect. What a good way to
Yeah,
do
I
it.
feel like it makes it, you guys are like, I felt supported because I was like, I know we're in the same boat here. There's certain things we may not know
Yeah.
exactly. And it made it fun too. I mean, voting is fun. I feel like people think voting is like a chore and it can be this like tedious thing when it just actually isn't that at all. It was really fun and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I totally, and I definitely was like Google Master for sure, because I
Hmm.
know that on my ballot, one of the things that I was caring a lot about was the judges, and so there
Hmm.
was, kind of the civil court judge, and then there was, I guess they actually call it like the they call it the Supreme Court, but it's not the Supreme Court. It's like the New
Right.
York Supreme
New
Court.
York
So
Supreme Court by state. Yeah.
exactly. So that was, again, just a little bit. I was like, okay, what's the what? And I remember when I started Googling because I really wanted to figure out what that handled. And I know that the court system and the justice system is really important for so many of us. And for me, I love that it actually handled criminal and family court. And it would, and that those judges would also handle felony criminal cases, which is big because, you know, that matters in regards to what sentences happen and who's innocent and who's guilty. And you know, these people hold like people's whole life in their hands. So and then it's like for 10 years they serve, and then the other one is for 14 years. I was like,
Wow.
so it was
Yeah,
good.
it's really intense. It's really important.
It was. It was good. I felt good because I felt like I was able to really pay attention. Because I think a lot of times we get all hung up with the top of the ballot and we get all weird about, you know, it only being presidential, which it is. And of course,
Well,
that's
that's
important.
what I think confused so many people is they were like, okay, I'm going to get my ballot. I'm just going to vote for the president. And then you open it up and you're like, who are all of these people and what are all of these things? And that's why I think it's so important to have conversations like this to explain, hey, there are a lot of other things that we as a people make decisions on collectively.
Yes.
It's not just the president, although that is extremely important and that is what the election is about, but it's also all these other levels and things and district attorneys and so many different things.
And big this year too is the senators. I think that's huge because, you know, the Senate, really the majority holder of the Senate really is the reason why a lot of things are passed or not passed. You know, why justice reform bills are passed or not passed, or COVID relief passed or not passed, or even immigration issues passed or not passed, healthcare issues, like big stuff that we really care about and we want to see shift.
And there's also a lot of things that are decided state by state, and then even deeper than that, county by county. And that was something that I was, you know, really wanted to make the right decision about too, because, you know, now this is my first time voting while I'm living in a different place, and I want to make sure that I'm making decisions for the place that I'm living in.
Yes.
So that's really important too. Yeah.
No, it's so good. It's so good. So I'm just glad that we could connect on it too, because I didn't want to feel like I was the only one that was like in here like,
I know,
you know, sometimes you feel like,
you were like, did you have an easy time with this? And I was like, honestly, I was definitely taken back by some of it, and I felt like,
I mean, you got to put in some work, you know. I think
but I'm
can't be
grateful
scared
for that.
of, right?
Yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to learn. I'm grateful to like expand my knowledge when it comes to voting and all the different things that go into it. I saw someone comment before that they did it with their whole family and they taught their kids step by step the process, and I think that's so great.
I should have done that. I'm gonna do that next time.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish that like my parents would have explained that when I was younger too. I mean, it's so interesting too, because, you know, my mom is not American. She can't vote. She's not from here. So like, it was not something that I even think, she's never done it before. And I don't think that, you know, it wasn't a conversation between her and I ever. And, you know, my dad's a whole other story. So that's a whole other thing. But they didn't teach me. And I feel like now that I'm an adult and I voted, you know, twice before, that's something I definitely want to teach my kids. And I want them to know what it's about and the decisions they're making. And I think that's going to be something that can be really fun to do with your kids when they're of age. Bless you. You have a cute sneeze.
Thank you. That came out of nowhere, but no, it's so good, and just to normalize the process, and even on the day of, I don't know if some people are, you know, definitely I know we voted by mail, and a lot of people are voting by mail this year, which is actually why it's going to take a while to count everything. So that's another thing to just keep in mind. It's not just going to boom on November 3rd be decided. It's not. So don't let anybody tell you that it's decided on November 3rd. It's not. But what I know a lot of my friends who are planning or have voted in person said that it's really festive. Like, of course, mask up, distance up, but that is very, very festive, and people are playing music and having a good time and just feeling connected.
Yeah, I think that's really beautiful, especially in New York. Like, I know that you're from New York, I'm from New York, and it's just like, especially there, in my opinion, it's this whole other energy in the city.
Yes.
You know, you step into New York, you can sometimes just like feel it buzzing. So that's something that I feel like, I'm not surprised by in New York at all. I don't really know. I don't know anybody who's gone. I think most of the people that I know have done it by mail or they've dropped,
Yeah.
like I went and dropped mine off. But
Yeah.
um, I'm trying to see if there's people that I know that are going to go do it in person. I remember like with the primaries, I went and did it in person for the primaries, and it was like
That's
right when
good.
COVID started, and
Oh,
so it did feel a little bit nerve-wracking, and I'm just trying to compare how it felt then as opposed to now. It
yeah.
did feel a little nerve-wracking because it was like people didn't really even know yet how intense everything was and was going to be, but I went with a girlfriend of mine and we wore masks and we had hand sanitizer and we were kind of like, sanitizing
Cautious.
everything down and cautious. And I think that can be the same thing. I think if there's people that are out there that are really worried or nervous, like, well, I'm not going to vote because we're in a pandemic and I didn't get the chance to mail in my ballot, so I'm just not going to go. There is a way to do it that's really safe as long as you're wearing a mask. You can even wear gloves if you're worried about it, and do it that way, and just make sure you're social distancing as much as possible. And please get out there. It's
Definitely.
worth it.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
it's worth it to do it.
No, it is. It is. And just I think that we're all on the right path and I really feel the energy of
Mhm.
everybody just showing up and caring about knowing that how we contribute and how we show up really does that's what creates the shift. That's what creates those changes. So I'm really proud of everybody and I'm
Yeah,
proud of us.
me
So
too.
high
I feel like,
five.
for me especially, I feel like the thing that has been so impressive to me and so encouraging to me and made me feel so hopeful is that this next generation right below me, this Gen Z generation, are so passionate and they are
Yeah.
so smart and they know what they want and they're so just in it, and it's the highest number of new voters that we've ever had. So that's why too I was so passionate about the election this year, because I was made aware of how many new voters there were going to be, and I'm like, you guys, we can do
We're
this.
doing it.
Yeah, we can do this and we're doing it. Like we can
Yes.
really show up and we can really make the changes that we want to see. So I'm so proud of the young people, for real.
Me too. Me too. I'm loving it. We're here. And then for it to keep going too. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
it
Like it's
doesn't
not
end
a
after this. That's a good.
fad. Yeah. It's not a
Yeah.
fad. Like, oh quick, we all showed up for this one. I mean, of course, we do have to all show up for this time. And there's others. And to your point, the midterms, and there's all these pieces that continue to shift and shape what we want our lives to look like. So, we invested. We invested. We in here.
Yeah, we're doing it.
So are you gonna be something cute tonight or what's your whole Halloween vibe?
So I went back and forth for a minute because I had this one costume idea in mind for like a minute. I really, really, really loved the show Ratched that came out on Netflix
Mm-hmm.
these last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Sarah Paulson. I'm like a huge, huge, huge fan. I think she's incredible. And I've always loved like all of Ryan Murphy's stuff, like